Buffalo, Cam Newton and the Patriots desperate for a win with the game winding down, needing a field goal to force overtime. Cam coughs up the ball. Remember, he's been saying all week long that his goal was ball security. So New England loses to the Bills. They've lost 4 in a row. The record is now 2-5 in the AFC East. Here's Cam Newton after yesterday's loss.
I still am jeopardizing this team's success because of my lackluster performances of protecting the football. So, Coach trusts me with the ball in my hands, and I wouldn't want it any other way, and I just got to do a better job with protecting it. So, yeah.
All right, Mike Vick back with us now. Mike, why do you think the Cam Newton, Bill Belichick experiment has been so unsuccessful so far this season? I don't know if anyone thought it would be perfect, but I don't think anyone thought it would be sort of this disastrous at this point.
I just think this answer has so many moving parts. Once again, in Cam's press conference, there's another post-game press conference where you have a guy owning up to his mistakes and keeping it, keeping it real. Not to continue to say the same things or beat a dead horse, but I'm gonna just say it because I hate saying it all the time because it's the obvious in football. You can't turn the ball over. I think that last play where Cam turned the ball over was the moment that he really needed for his confidence. But over the last, 3 or 4 games, it was just, it was just too many turnovers. There was too many takeaways. They're not getting takeaways on defense, and then they're giving it away. And you just can't overcome that. Early in the year, that wasn't the case. And now, it just looks completely different. The team looks, sort of, discombobulated at times. And the offense just don't look the same. And, the defensive coordinators on the other side, they watch film too. They watch it all week. They watch the game plan for you and to stop you ultimately. And if you make their job easier by giving it away, then it's just going to make it harder on your end. So it's so many moving parts to this, man. Cam don't have any weapons. I could go on and on. I think, at some point, you might have to sit Cam down and then, let him think about it and see if you can get a spark elsewhere.
Wow. Yeah, Mike, I feel for Cam. I was watching that game and, literally saw that play live just like a lot of us. And I was like, man, that was a big moment for him. That could be a moment that really broke him and this team. But then this morning, I wanted to go back and just watch the film. I was like, let me see what's going on. Is Josh McDaniels a part of it? How did the O-line play? What did they do defensively? And I really saw the same thing on both sides, on the Buffalo side and the New England Patriots side. I saw 2 teams that was trying to protect their struggling quarterbacks. This was a game where nothing special was happening. This was, let's focus on the run and get through this game and try to win it at the end. That's why this moment was so big, because the game plan worked perfectly. They got down there with little time on the clock, and they could have taken the game, and Cam fumbled the ball. Like, that was perfect. But there was nothing special happening because they weren't throwing the ball around. Hell, there's nobody to throw the ball to, and that's just another part of the conversation. It's like, yeah, Cam is playing bad. And when I look at it, I want to chop it up to COVID, because before COVID hit, we were all saying, man, Cam, are they going to pay Cam before the season end? Can he potentially sneak into the MVP conversation? And then COVID hit and just totally imploded this team. But now when you look at it, they're struggling, but also you got to hold Bill Belichick accountable. Like, who do they have? They don't have any tight ends. They don't have any pass catchers. So you can't put it all on Cam and expect him to carry this team all the way through the playoffs. Bill Belichick, Nick, has to stand up and tell us what his plan is, because I don't know if he's trying to win or if he's just trying to get through the season and get a high pick.
Well, 2-5 is a group failure, right? So you mentioned Belichick with the roster building. I'll throw another thing on Belichick's plate. The Patriots had to be feeling great when they were down 8, get the touchdown. Cam makes his best play of the day, the 2-point conversion. Buffalo could not move the football. And then inexplicably, they go surprise onside kick and give Buffalo life. Before you know it, Stephon Diggs takes an 8-yard pass, 40 yards, and now you're trailing 7 again. So that piece of the pie is on Belichick. 7 games this year. You know how many first quarter points the Patriots offense has scored? 0.
Yeah.
Not even a field goal in the first quarter.
Yep.
Part of that's on Josh McDaniels and those scripted opening 15 plays. But despite all that, the Patriots were in position to win this football game. At the very least, forced overtime, if not win the game right there, if Cam holds on to the football. And you can see the play, you see what's happening. Cam is looking at the guy right in front of him, figuring out if he's going to go down or try to make that guy miss. And the defensive end, credit to him for not giving up on the play, comes around from the side and strips it from him. But Cam is too big and too strong and, more importantly, too experienced to not know the only thing in that spot you can't do is turn the ball over. You're not down 4. You're down 3. A touchdown would be great, but you don't have to have one. And so Wilds, I picked the Patriots to make the playoffs. I don't believe in the Bills. And if the Patriots had won yesterday, I'd be feeling great about that pick. But with the loss, and by the way, with Miami also winning, that mountain just became incredibly steep with almost no margin of error the rest of the way, Wilds.
Yeah, I'm still a believer. Maybe like erroneously still, but I'm still believing. Until my phone starts lighting up that Gilmore has been traded, I actually would like to see some activity from the Patriots, that we start getting some guys, because I think you guys are right that we probably don't have enough weapons. Nick, I didn't mind the onside kick because, like Brandon said, the game was so boring. I was like, let's just do something, give some sort of spark. But I'm here to tell you, if you look at the Bills schedule, you look at the Patriots schedule, you gotta Patriots can win a few games here. Do I believe in the mighty, mighty Dolphins and Tua's 93 yards a game? Nah, not really, although I do love Brian Flores. And Mike, the question for you is this about Cam. Do you think on that last possession, where I thought he was going to honestly go over to the sidelines and start crying, and he could have joined me on my couch, do you think that Cam is pressing too much? That he's trying to make it all happen? Because there's an element of Josh McDaniels' play calling. It reminds me of probably what Derrick Henry's high school coach was saying, like, you know what? Let's just run the ball. Let's give it to our star player and run because we've got nothing else going on.
Yeah, as a running quarterback, I dealt with that before. Wanting to be cautious and protect the football and go into the game. I'm not going to throw interceptions. I'm not going to fumble. We lost the game last week because I put the ball on the ground twice. I can vividly remember a game against the Pittsburgh Steelers where I fumbled twice, cost us the game. And the next week, I'm just so overly conscious about not fumbling, and then now I'm fumbling. It happens, man. As a quarterback, dual threat quarterback, because you put yourself in a lot of vulnerable situations, you got to take care of that responsibility when you're in traffic. And if you don't, then you have plays like this. But, subconsciously you think about it, and then it becomes the reality when it does happen. And you're like, man, I focused on that all week. And you just have to go out and play. You can't go out there and worry about turning the ball over. You got to go out and just let it all go.